Hi, Pumpkin. This is volume 4 of my series, Hi, Pumpkin, which is a series designed to give you reasonably good fatherly advice to help take you from an awesome kid to an amazing, super strong, fantastic woman. So, today we're going to be talking about work ethic. It's something very near and dear to my heart. So, work ethic is obviously your innate desire and ability to complete tasks and do things strongly and actually work hard. Now, a lot of people talk about work ethic and, oh, yeah, I've got it. But do you really? Do you really work hard? Do you really put everything you can into the things you're supposed to do? And I get that at some point, not everything is going to be super, okay, I have to have the best work ethic ever to dust the house or clean the kitchen. But when you're doing projects, whether it be something for school or later on in life, when you're on a team or founding a company or whatever it is you're going to end up doing, work ethic is going to come out really important for you. The opposite of work ethic, and one of the worst things I think a person can be, is lazy. In fact, I think being called lazy is one of the worst insults someone can hurl at you. That means you don't work, you just kind of get by, and you know these people. They're the ones who do the bare minimum, who kind of show up, they half-ass it, like, well, that's enough. No, I don't want that for you. I want you to be the person that goes above and beyond. I want you to be the person who really takes the task at hand and completes it well, so you can look at it and go, wow, I'm proud of what I did with that. I know talk is cheap. Everyone talks about, oh, yeah, I work really hard. And frankly, the people who work the least and the laziest are generally the ones who talk about oh, I work the hardest and, oh, I do so much. Don't listen to this. Don't, and you don't have to talk about your work ethic. Your work ethic talks for itself. Like, you'll never have to brag about your work ethic because people will say, hey, wow, Pumpkin's got a really great work ethic. She's awesome. I know it's just hard. And, as my dearly departed father would say, anything in life we're doing is hard. And any part of life, whether you're a musician or an athlete or in the military, anytime people strive to achieve the highest level stuff, it's difficult, and that's why it's neat. That's why people hold special forces folks or professional athletes or professional musicians, actors, whatever, in such high regard, is because it's hard to do, and people can achieve it. So becoming a doctor, a lawyer, some of these things are really difficult to do. It takes a lot of work. But wow, they put in the work. They became what they set out to do. And that's kind of the point. Um, and once you achieve these things, you have to keep going with it. It's not just good enough to make the team. You have to continue playing strongly or doing well. Otherwise, you're going to get kicked off. Don't be a person who cuts corners. Don't be a person who half-asses it. There's a The whole world is full of tons of people like that, and you're going to get to know these people, and you'll work with them, and they go, yeah, that's enough, or I did most of it, and that's okay. Really? If you were her, would you want to go see a doctor? It's like, well, I helped with most of the symptoms. I followed most of the drug interaction protocols. I guess that's okay. Or if you got in trouble, you were talking to a cop or something, and they were like, well, I recognized most of their rights, and I didn't really violate that many. Or is that what you want? No. You want someone who's on their game, who's really exhibiting a strong work ethic, that they're going to do whatever their craft is and take it to the level as high as they can. Now, it's hard because when you start at anything, you're going to be terrible. There are very few people who have sat down at a piano and, oh, well, look, I can play the piano, or I can play the guitar. No, you're always going to suck at everything at the beginning. And that's kind of the point. And that weeds out a huge majority of people like, well, I can't do this. It's too hard. It's not for me. But if it is for you and you think you can do it and you want to do it, stay at it. Keep working at it because you're going to suck for a while. And that's cool because that's where you're going to learn. And that's where you're going to fall down repeatedly. And what do? You get up, you dust yourself off, and you keep moving forward. And slowly you'll get better and slowly you'll get better. And as you put in the work and put in the time and put in the effort, you'll find before long, like, wow, I'm not half bad at this. And then you go from kind of being terrible to being okay. And that's when you really start to grind. And that's when you really start to get good. And it really leads to where you're successful. But you have to put in the time and the effort and the work. if you half-ass it, if you cut corners on things. Okay, I've gotten a little better, but you're going to miss out on fundamentals that are going to hurt you later as you get into excellence. So don't sell yourself short on that. You come from a long line of people who work really hard. And I want that for you as well. And I talk about my dad a lot, or I will talk about my dad a lot as this goes on. And my dad was an iron worker. He built high rise buildings in Los Angeles. He was an amazing man. And when I was in college, I had to put myself through college because we didn't have a ton of dough. And my dad actually got me jobs so I could work with him. And I was working with him during some summer, I believe it was. And I was on a man lift going up this 76-story building. Now, a man lift is an elevator. It's a construction elevator that's put up on the side of the building. So it's not like a nice inside elevator. It's got a guy who operates it. It's covered with what looks like fencing. You can see outside of it. And you go up the side of the building. It's amazing. I'm in there with the guy who's looking at me. You're Randy's boy, aren't you? So yeah, I am. So, I hate that son of a bitch. And I'm staring at him because I'm not sure where this is going to go. Are we going to fight? Is he going to yell at me? What's the deal? And after this pause, he goes, but he's a damn good iron worker, and I can't take that from him. And he got to his floor, he got off, and he left. Now, I couldn't pick that guy out of a crowd of two, but he taught me a super valuable lesson. And it's one that's resonated and followed me through life. That's how I want to be. I want to be like my dad. That I don't care if you hate me, what you say about me, that fat, bald, stupid, loud, goatee having, whatever it is you don't like about me. You can say all that bad stuff, but you'll never, ever be able to say he's lazy or he's bad at his job. And that takes work. I wasn't good at my job at the beginning. In fact, I failed at it badly once. And I had to go somewhere else and start over again. But I put in the work to get good, and that work ethic stayed with me and helped me go from a guy who he's not going to be good at this to someone who was at the top tiers of the entire industry. And that's all from work ethic. And that's what I want for you. So work hard, play hard too, and be your absolute best. I love you. Be safe, be strong, be awesome, and I'll see you next time. Bye, Pumpkin.